Coming up now, we've had the 5. Still Carlisle United, and they have won the throw-in on the far side.
Derek, they're about to do it, mate. They're about to do it out there.
And the whistle goes. Carlisle are safe. They've won 2-0 here at Brunton Park. And yet again, it's absolutely magical.
We've come here today to remember before God Derek Frank Lacey, who died on Wednesday the 17th of June at the age of 67. And we're here together to give thanks for his life, to celebrate and remember all that was good in his life. Over the past few days, there's been lots and lots of tributes made to Derek and about Derek. And I know they'll be there long after this short tribute of my own is over.
Derek was an absolute gentleman, and I think, probably rare for guys in the media. He put people ahead of the story sometimes, and I think that's quite unusual, and that sums up the man himself.
I think we're all going to miss him. He was a big part of our Saturdays, our Tuesday nights. He was a big part of everything to do with Carlisle United.
Just that simple enthusiasm and honesty and genuineness about him. It's always had a smile, always had a joke, and as I say, we will all miss that terribly. And I think the word legend is absolutely appropriate.
Oh, now you won't believe this. You won't believe this. We've got a streaker. We've got a streaker. Well, dearie me. First time I've ever seen one. And unfortunately, it's a male. And the male has been tackled to the floor. Oh, it's freezing. You can only tell by looking at him. Dear me, what a sight. They're taking him to the penalty spot. Are they going to have a free kick?
Everyone who listened to the match used to listen to Derek, and he attracted so many supporters for Carlisle. His very beings came out, and he was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ambassador for the club. I'm very upset, and so many other people are as well. Not only he was such a dedicated Carlisle fan, but he was just such a wonderful human being. And that's what came out, this human being. That's what came out of the broadcast more than anything else. And it just caught people's imagination. It just caught people's feelings. And that's why Derek was great.
Brooks, hi, it's Derek here from where am I? Stevenage. Well, welcome. We've got a telephone going off here. It's rather magical, really. Our sports producer, Graham Moss, he's standing holding the telephone that's ringing, and it's not plugged in. Graham, how are you doing that? What a clever man you are. In the meantime, Carlisle have got a corner on the far side. He's answered the phone, and there's nobody there. Brilliant. Yeah, I'd like to order a pizza, please. Taken. And Kieran Westwood looks okay. And I've just hoisted all my notes out the window onto the crowd.
He's just decapitated a punter.
I've just decapitated somebody in front of me. Oh dear me, I was getting all excited there with the Workington Reds score.
It's all going off up here.
Lancaster City nil, Workington Reds 1. I just went to grab me pad. I caught the bottom of it. It sailed out the window.
I think you owe that man a drink.
He decapitated him. I tell you, you don't know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen up here, Michael. I'll tell you, anything can happen. Long throw by.
He was a lot more than just the local radio commentator and journalist. He'd just become a friend, To be fair, we used to share a pint, which not very often you get close to journalists like that because of the situation and nature of the beast, But, I used to share a pint with Derek probably at least every fortnight, if not every week, and he gave me some great words of encouragement and support, and we just built up a good friendship. And he talked a lot about his family and other things rather than just football. And he was, we just gone, and I just think he was just a really good guy, to be honest. He never, ever repeated anything I said in confidence, and that just shows the loyalty and the trustness of the man, and that meant loads to me, and it gave me a real arm to talk to if I wanted a leg up on the press side, and he wanted a leg up on the football side, and I think that just shows what a good man, he was, and how trustworthy he was with me.
Against Hull City, let's head back down to Brunton Park and rejoin our commentary team, Graham Moss and Derek Lacey.
Thanks. Excuse me. Oh, just having Just had a mouthful of coffee that went down the wrong way there. That's a good start to the second half, isn't it? Oh, just choke yourself, Derek, lad. God, dear me. Anyway, what I was going to say is good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Brunton Park. Goodness me. Anyway, we're certainly underway. Carlisle hooked the ball forward. And the referee indicating that the free kick, well, the free kick was definitely on the right-hand side. Here he goes.
Yeah.
We're on here. We're on here. Do you mind? It's a free kick now to. We're on here. A free kick now to somebody coming up asking us questions while we're on air. Don't believe it. But sorry to be rude, but free kick taken. Defender and Michael Bridges collided. Bridges went down. Referee waved play on. Mike Corrie, how did you read that one? No, your microphone's gone somewhere, Mike. I'm not quite sure what's happened. We'll try. Oh, it's his end's popped out. Bless him. He's found it though. He's had to. Oh, bless him. He's trying to look now to connect it back up. Just give it a push, Mike. Just push your end in. That's it. That's it.
Derek was a friend, and sometimes in football you make a lot of acquaintances, but Derek was an absolute gentleman, and I think that was really important. And I had a number of calls after I'd left Carlisle from Derek just to see how I was and how things were going and wishing me well. And I think that it was indicative of the person that he was, that Derek would call at times, even when I was manager there, would call at times and not be chasing the story. He saw the people behind the stories, I think, and we spent many a Friday night on away trips with Derek. Would share the same hotel as us, and we'd sit down at the bar after dinner and we'd talk about his favourite trips around the Lake District. He introduced me to one of his favourite jaunts or two and said there's a nice drive, there's a nice place to go. He and his wife did those things, and he spoke lovingly about that and about his football. You know, they were the two absolutely main features in his life, and we talked long and hard into the night sometimes on a Friday about both the loves of his life. I think I said before, there's a number of times when we've sat and done an interview on a Thursday previewing the oncoming game on Saturday, and 2 minutes later there's a knock on the door and he comes back in. He said, I've not switched it on, I'm sorry, this hasn't worked, can we do it again? And he could laugh at himself. And again, that's another thing about people, you know, sometimes they don't like that, but you laughed with Derek and not at him, and I think that was again indicative of the way that he was revered by people, not just in the game, but supporters who listen to him on regular basis.
Anyway, there we go. Here we go.
This is John Ward for Radio Cumbria, having sorted Derek's machine out. Thank you.
Oh, dear me. Gareth Southgate, the next man to go, is he? It's Middlesbrough 0, Aston Villa 3. Gabriel Aglong-Bihor. I'll say that again. Oh, dear. Aglong-Bihor is Brighton. Brighton on the attack. Cross comes in, headed away. Aglong-Bihor. Paul's teasing me here. He's really having a go at me here. Anyway, 3-0 Aston Villa. Oh, you clever monkeys. From Neil Moss. Now let's go Workington against Bridlington. John Walsh.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. We've only had 8 minutes in the second half, of course, because of that delayed start. It's still Workington 0, Bridlington Town 1. The only thing to put in the report in the second half, latest score then, Workington 0, Bridlington Town 1.
Well, I was hoping John Walsh would go on a little bit longer there, because I've just stuck one of Jimmy Glass's toffees in my mouth. I'm just having a munch. No, you haven't missed it. You haven't missed it. Oh, dear me, always the way, isn't it? You can't stop him sometimes, Walshy. Down the ball. Plus out, he just tried to curl that over Kieran into the corner, and it just dipped late over the bar, thankfully from Carlisle's point of view. But nice little movement.
Only 6 inches too high, I'd have thought. That's all. It was terrific play, and the best bit of play we've seen from him really. He's been reasonably quiet. Yeah, he took his goal well, but he hasn't caused Carlisle a great deal of problems, but that was terrific.
Yeah, 6 inches. Do a lot of damage with 6 inches. That was just a little bit over the bar. Unlucky there. But good effort there from Beckford as Leeds United in possession. What was that?
I'm not saying anything, Derek.
That's what I say. It's Murphy. Murphy has the ball in. Oh, there's a bit of a chuckle going on. They'll have to think about what I said. I think I must have said something that was a bit...
I think, everybody would admit that he wasn't the best commentator in the world, but he was a great broadcaster. He had that fantastic ability to appeal to anybody who listened to the radio. And if I have to pick out one moment of my time with Derek and the time that I've known Derek, it's an obvious one for me, because it may have happened something like 15, 16 years or more ago, but I can still relive the moment now as vividly as I did that Tuesday night in Derek's press box at Brunton Park when we were watching Doncaster Rovers. I was commentating, he was summarising or doing reports on the phone for Radio Sheffield, and the rest, as they say, is history.
It's going to be taken by Paul Murray. Not a lot of movement up front, I hasten to add.
And it goes to Curry and knocked back out again by Doncaster Rovers, and Murray will take the throw again. Goes back to David Curry, and then Murray again tries to slip the ball through to Rod Thomas on the edge of the Doncaster Rovers. I'm laughing here because Derek Lacey has managed to get himself tangled up with a telephone. And he's got a telephone wrapped round his neck, his headphones and his microphone. I think that may be the last we see of Derek Lacey tonight, as the ball goes out behind for a Doncaster Rovers goal kick. It'll certainly give Derek a chance to get himself back together on the far side of this press box. A goal kick then to Doncaster Rovers. And it goes out to the right side. You really have to see this. He needs to be Houdini to get out of this one. Back of the Doncaster Rovers box. Picked up by Doncaster at the back of the box. Cleared. I still got a cracker.
So, deep. I make it 60 seconds. Jimmy Glass
knocks it long.
It comes now to Bagshaw back to Anthony. Delivers a ball in to Stevens. Stevens, right-hand side of the penalty area. The ball now is out for a corner kick now to Carlisle United. Will they have time to take it? Referee looks at his watch. And up goes Jimmy Glass. Carlisle United goalkeeper, Jimmy Glass. Everybody, there is not one player in the Carlisle United half. The corner kick comes in. Oh, the goalkeeper's pass. Jimmy Glass has scored. Jimmy Glass, the goalkeeper, has scored a goal for Carlisle United. Oh, and there's a pitch invasion. There is a pitch invasion. The referee has been swamped. They're bouncing on the crossbar. And that's the end of the game. Carlisle United have won by 2 goals to 1. Oh, don't believe it. Oh, the most dramatic of circumstances.
You know, I had quite a bit to do with Derek during the time when I was at Carlisle. When I wasn't playing, I a lot of the times did the radio with Derek. And what struck me about him really was his enthusiasm for the club and for the town. And you know, the thing that I'll most remember obviously is the last game. I remember Derek gave me a tape of his commentary after the game, a couple of days after, and it's as I said on my tribute on the website, you know, I can listen to it now and it still makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and that just summed him up, you know, his enthusiasm and his reaction to that goal. You know, it was so emotive, and as I say, that just typifies what football and Carlisle meant to Derek, really.
Carlton won, and it's Coventry won, Newcastle United 0 as you might hear the hissing in the background. We're going to be deluged with a load of dead flies here at the minute because somebody's come along with a fly spray and they're just dropping off the ceiling. They're going all over the place. Oh, dear me. There's great movement everywhere. This is absolutely unbelievable. But I can tell you, there must be 100 flies all just suddenly drop down. So just excuse me while there's all sorts of panic. Oh, dear me. This is they're after my aftershave. Somebody's in my glasses have gone off. Everybody's vacating the commentary box now, and I've been lumbered here. McGavin and we're carrying on like true pros, aren't we? Oh, dear me, this is Battle of the Flies, is it?
Well, God, dear me. Well, I'd like to thank that gentleman very much indeed. That was very kind of him doing that.
Now I've got a message from Mike White. Say hello. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Afternoon, mate.
He's missing the game today. We want to know why.
No.
Because his wife's what?
Bought a load of wardrobes. So he must have the screwdriver out for MFI. Oh, dear.
As long as you're not jumping off them.
You'll have to build them first.
Oh, you have to build them first. Mighty relieved at half-time, but no room for complacency. They've got to go out and finish the job. But it's good news here at Brunton Park. At the moment, it's Carlisle United 1. Lee RMI 0. No, I'll say again. Carlisle United 1, Lee RMI 0.
Incredible how many lives Derek touched, probably without really knowing it. It wasn't just about him being a football commentator. It was Lacey the legend, wasn't it? And we know he made mistakes in his commentary, and that's what made people love him even more. I think that he showed his human side. He wasn't a robot. He was up there, and the emotions got the better of him. And he had his playing against the wrong team, and the amount. If people could have actually been at the game watching it and listening to him, then they'd have been laughing even more, like I used to from time to time. I used to have to move the microphone away and just have a good chuckle to myself while Derek was away on one. But yeah, it's going to be a huge miss down there.
Well wide, but again, not a bad effort. Whoa, well, here's an entertainment for the crowd as number 26 has just removed his shorts, showing. Well, it doesn't do anything for me, Mike, but.
Thank God for that.
certainly a couple of the crowd got quite excited there with the show of underpants there from Lewis Haldane. The only thing I can say about that is at one stage in my life I used to have legs like that. It's all gone to Australia now. Oh dear, we got to laugh at you.
And you yourself, you're happy with your fitness and your form?
Yeah, fitness-wise, we've been doing okay. As a team, we've been doing quite well.
Bit belated, but because we haven't seen you much. But Happy New Year and have a good 2007. And that's my mobile off. I'm going to get a fine off Paul Newton. I'm going to get a fine off everybody.
Well, a tremendous night under the lights at Brunton Park, with Carlisle coming from a goal down to take all 3 points. 6 points from the last 2 home games. Now all roads lead to Aldershot on Saturday. Final scoreline before a crowd of 5,111. Carlisle United 2. Carlisle United 2. Who were we playing? Carlisle United 2. Who were we playing? Scarborough. Final scoreline before a crowd of 5,111. Carlisle United 2, Scarborough 1.
At least it wasn't true, didn't it?
I couldn't remember who we were playing. It's a cracker show.
The Maryport Muppets, hello to you again.
Hello, the Maryport Muppets.
Yeah, they say great performance. Keep that sort of effort and commitment going, and we'll be fine. P.S. Derek, do you want to join the Muppet Show?
I'm already a Muppet. Come and join me. I've got my own Muppet Show without joining anybody else's.
Paul, you've cracked up.
Bob.
He was somebody who lived the game, not just as a commentator, but lived it as if he was involved as a player, if his actual job depended on us being successful. And one of the things I can remember is when we played Mansfield away the year we got promotion from League 2 to League 1, and coming up to speak to him after the game, and tears just running down his face. It was just incredible to see it, to be honest with you.
It's Danny Livesey who's been given the chance to put Carlisle United into the final of the conference to play Stevenage next Saturday night. Now it's Danny Livesey to put Carlisle United in the playoff final. Livesey! Yes! Danny Livesey has put Carlisle United into the playoff final. What
drama, what excitement, would you believe it?
Myself and Derek had a little bit of a ritual where we would meet up outside the ground, we'd go and get our press pass, we'd get ourselves up to the press box and we'd set up together. And while that was going on, the number of times we said to each other, people have no idea what we go through to get this broadcast on air, because I think we've broken something at every football ground that we've been to. I'm actually amazed that we were allowed to get into some of the grounds with some of the calamities that we went through. But the biggest one definitely was a conference club. I won't say the name because they might still be after us. We were shown to the back corner of a huge stand. It was like climbing up a mountain just to get there. There was 4 plug sockets that we had to plug into. The first one didn't work, the second one didn't work, the third one didn't work, and the plug wouldn't go in properly on the 4th one. So Derek said to me, Andy, can you come and have a go at this for us, please? I got down there, give it a bit of a bash, and every single light in the stand went out. Now, if that had been a Football League club, the game would have been called off. So we were panicking. We really were worried about it. One of the stewards came up and he said, what's happened here, lads? I don't know. I haven't got a clue, mate. And he ended up electrocuting himself just to get the power back on in the stand. So, I mean, that one there was typical of the kind of trouble that we caused and got ourselves into. And then another one was we were at one of the more modern grounds, and Derek was captivated by the fact that our workbenches had to be pulled up, shifted across, and then locked down. So he did it 3 or 4 times. Just look at this is marvellous. And he ended up pulling it off its mountains. And the pair of us were just looking at each other, crying with laughter, because yet again there we were, hadn't got ourselves up, and we've got another disaster on our hands.
That's it, we're off. Tony, first of all, Saturday's game, you've beaten Marine yet again 2-0, and doesn't that set up a lovely little final with Workington Reds?
Who's Tony?
Sorry. Start again. Hang on now. Tony. Right. Right. Lee, let's talk about Saturday's game. You've beaten Marine for the yet again. Sets up a lovely little final with Workington, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It was a terrific achievement from our lads on Saturday.
Are you a stats man, Tony? Do you sort of look at that and think, oh my goodness, or it's a superstition? I mean.
Well, I don't know if Tony's a stats man.
Oh dear me, I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm gonna have to cut this out. Start that one again. Well, Tony, we wish you the best of luck. Just go for it.
Yeah, I'd like to wish Tony the best of luck as well.
Oh, I didn't say that again, did I?
You did.
Lee, I wish you the best of luck for the... I finished that off all right there, didn't I?
Yeah, mate,
And we got a goal at Kendal. Let's hope it's good news. Kendal against Spalding, and that ball, woof! That ball went about. You can hear the laugh. That ball went about a foot from my head, clearance into the stand. I'm getting laughs. God, dear me, that just must be. I didn't hear me. That flew past. I felt the wind of that. Who did it?
He has been a good friend, and he's tried to promote the race course whenever he can. Just a great friend of ours, and big loss for. I know it's mainly about Carlisle United because he was, that's the club he was linked to. But for us at the race course, it's a huge loss for us as well. I certainly won't mention any of his tips. They didn't seem to do much, but just the enthusiasm of the guy, just almost an innocent enthusiasm. It's just infectious. And he'd just come up to the race course to do interviews, and he was just that simple enthusiasm and honesty and genuineness about him. It was just fantastic with his company. He was always had a smile, always had a joke, and as I say, we will all miss that terribly. And I think the word legend is absolutely appropriate.
Well, Tony Dobbin, he's on Alfie Rich, and he's coming round the bend, 2 fences to jump. He's over the fence now. He's on the run in now. He's Tony Dobbin. He's on the run in. Yes, he's going to do it. It's his 1,000th winner. And Tony Dobbin, well done. Tony Dobbin on Alfie Rich. It's around about 8 lengths. Well done, Tony. The cheers go up. Absolutely tremendous. Well done, Tony Dobbin.
He saw it all, didn't he, in his time commentating on the football club, and I know the sign at Carlisle United that said Lacey is a legend, and that should stay there. I think he was, in the short time that I got to know him, and I enjoyed that. I saw there's the man trying to do his job, but he saw the funny side of it, and you couldn't help but smile and laugh along with him. And I think that was the affection that he had. He created a bit of fun as well as the job being very serious for both of us.
Well, on to Rugby League, and in yesterday's local league, Whitehaven are now leaders of National 1, and John Cox was watching.
In politics, sorry sometimes seems to be the longest word to pronounce, and it's very important that they hear that message.
In National 2, Barrow came out narrowly on top following a titanic struggle against Chorley Lynx. There was much that the Raiders coach Peter Rowe wasn't pleased with.
In politics, sorry sometimes seems to be the longest word to pronounce, and it's very important that they hear that message.
Well, Workington Town overcame their potential banana skin at Botterside Gateshead Thunder. A win at last for the town coach, Jed Stokes.
In politics, sorry sometimes seems to be the longest word to pronounce, and it's very important that they hear that message.
Right. Long ball by Raven, again looking for Graham, beaten in the air by the tour centre half Gaye, and that's nice play in midfield there from Barry, gets it left side. Kevin Gall just blocks off his man. He's going to be spoken to by the referee. Ex-Yeovil player, of course, Kevin. Shouts to book him. At least I think they said book him. It's a free kick. Free kick by free kick out of play, and that's a throw now to Carlisle United. Blue shirts of Carlisle, the red and black of Bournemouth, black shorts and black and red socks. Of course, they're nicknamed the Cheddies, and Carlisle United there with their traditional blue with that white, rather snazzy white line, broadening at the top and disappearing down a pair of shorts. Not literally, in the towards the end of the line, end of the kit.
Well, he's certainly not going to be the fashion correspondent.
I'm not going to be a fashion correspondent. No, I talk about digging yourself a hole and you can't get out of it. Oh, dear me. No, I'm not a fashion correspondent. I'm not a singer. Not a football commentator either, according to some people.
Stick to the knitting.
I stick to the knitting. Just putting the clock down now. We're inside the last minute of the 45. That's a good low flat throw. Low flat throw.
That takes a bit again now, David.
It's like saying a low fat diet, isn't it? You need 2 markets, 2 for 1. Corner kick to Carlisle United. Hey,
you put your teeth back in now.
Yeah, I put my teeth back in and get my tongue all twisted. Good low flat throw.
I think I'd abandon this
one.
I'll
give that up.
Well, Carlisle United are through to the semi-final of the northern section of the LDV Vans Trophy after one of the most amazing... that's my mobile going off.
You're going to have to get rid of that.
Right, here we go again. Oh. Oh dear me. Oh, that's Jane calling me. Oh, now she's... Oh dear me, eh?
The long and winding road that leads to your door.
I'm going to leave it to the rest of you to remember Derek's passion for the game, his great commentaries and even greater gaffes. And he knew he made mistakes. And if you're that passionate about something, it's inevitable, isn't it? And Derek always said, what you see is what you get. A local fan of a local football club for local people, and Derek loved it. A proper fan with bags of passion, loving to share that passion and enthusiasm with all the listeners. Derek was a top-notch commentator, in my opinion. He was also a top-notch dad and a top-notch partner to Hilary. He was a top-notch guy, known and loved by many. And I personally thank God for the life of Derek Lacey.
When people come to this stage and it's our time, if somebody can say and talk about you and say you were loyal, you were honest, you were popular, and you were full of fun, I think you can say you've had a good life. And Derek Lacey's had a great one.